What's going on, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we are going to be recreating Luis Enrique's 4-3-3 possession Tiki Taka type tactic that he's currently using with Spain in the World Cup. If you guys do enjoy these tactic videos, be sure to smash the like button and do subscribe to the channel. But that's enough talk. Let's break down this fantastic tactic. So, one thing I will quickly say as we do go over these results, this tactic is definitely more reserved. It's very patient, a slow build-up play, waiting for that perfect opportunity. So I will be going over how you can sort of go a little bit more direct if you need a goal desperately. But this tactic, you've got to be prepared to just dominate the game, control the tempo, and just wait for that perfect chance. As you can see here, a lot of the games, apart from the final, were actually relatively quite close. A couple of them go into penalties, to be honest with you. But if you play this across an actual save of a normal team, not just like a national team, then what I would say, I'm going to go over a few things you can do to go a little bit more attacking and sort of force a goal if needed. But let's go over some of the results then, and we can really see where this tactic does shine. So, these games here we didn't actually play, as you can imagine. We started off against Switzerland in Europa League Division Group 1, and that is going to be a comfortable 1-0 win. And the reason it's comfortable is because, for starters, we had 62% of the ball. We had 1.4 XG, 5 on target, and 13 shots overall. So at no point was I really concerned about Switzerland. When I watched the highlights, I've watched the highlights, I must admit, for this game. We looked very dominant. We didn't look like we were really going to concede at all. So in my opinion, it was a very comfortable game. They did rock up with quite a good team themselves, to be honest, playing that 4-3-3. Pretty much, it is actually exactly the same as us, to be honest. Ours is just a little bit more, obviously, possession-based, a little bit more patient, as I do like to keep saying. But that was the first game. And then we go against Holland, which was a lot more of a tougher test. Holland are a great side, and I knew this was going to be a close game because Holland also, under Louis van Gaal, love to play that possession, slow build-up, trying to dominate the game. So when you've got two teams doing that, it is going to result in what I actually predicted was going to be a 0-0. So we'll look at the stats here, and it is actually going to be Spain coming out on favour with the possession, the XG, one less shot on target, which is interesting, and the same shots on target. We had the better XG and the better possession. They did have a disallowed goal, so possibly it could have went their way. They did roll up with a 4-2-3-1 as usual, but to be fair, a very, very good performance from us nevertheless, and I will happily take a point against the Netherlands. We then go over to the World Cup groups. You can see the change here against Costa Rica in the first one. And that is going to be a comfortable 2-0 win. And we're going to see this now. We actually had 67% of the ball. We nearly had 70% of the ball. Absolute domination there. It really is. It is going to be... I'm not going to butcher the name, so I do not want to offend anyone, but the star man with 2 goals. We dominated the XG with 3.28, 11 shots on target, and 29 overall, compared to their 33% possession, 0.18 XG, and 1 shot on target. They rolled up with a 4-3-3, very similar to what we saw previously with one of the other sides, but to be honest, for some reason, although they had the same position, same everything, just the way we played, the way that you play with the system, whether it's the player roles, how it's set up, you just dominate the midfield so easily. You can just see yourself passing from side to side, nice and elegant, completely controlling the game. And when you do that, you suck the life out of the teams you play because they just can't get anywhere near the ball, especially when you've got great players in midfield like Rodri, Thiago, Pedri, these type of players, so comfortable on the ball. You rarely miss a pass, to be honest. So that was that game done. We then go over to Germany in what was a 0-0 again. Very similar again. They do like to play that sort of possession, not really Tiki Taka, but a very good side as well. And that was a 0-0. What was the stats like though? Well, we actually had a lot more possession, a lot more XG, more shots on target, and more shots overall. Now, as I do want to keep saying, because I know a lot of you might be thinking this, oh, there's a few draws here. Obviously, this game here, I didn't play myself. If I was playing myself and I was dominating the game I possibly would have tweaked a few things, which we will go over. I possibly would have gone a little bit more direct. I would have changed the mentality, changed a couple of the player roles, and I will tell you how you can do that because I do like putting you guys in the best situation possible to win all of the games that you guys go into. We then go over to the last game of the group, which is going to be against Japan in what was a very comfortable 2-0 win. We'll look at the stats. 68% of the ball. We're absolutely dominant in possession. 2.6 XG, 10 shots on target, and 24 overall. Japan rolled up with, as usual, we saw it in the German video, a 4-4-2. Very interesting for Japan. I just don't associate them with a 4-4-2, but I guess that's what they play. Just seems a bit weird. And obviously the usual from us, the basic 4-3-3, which has done us so well. The goals come in the 64th minute and the 97th. So again, a lot of patience, waiting for the perfect goal, and the 64th minute was the magical moment. We then go over to the second round, and we had a very, very difficult run all the way up into what was quite, in my opinion, quite an easy tie in the final. But we'll watch this game from these games from now on, because obviously this one did actually go to pens against Belgium, as well as the Portugal game did as well. So let's watch this then. It's a game we deserved to win before we even got to pens, to be honest with you. We had more of the ball, better XG, better shots on target, better shots off target as well, or overall. So we're going to watch the goals and the pens. I believe it will show that. Hopefully it does, and we can sort of see exactly what happened. So let's go in. We'll make sure it's on the right camera angle. We want it on TV. There we go. And let's start off. So we do take the lead here. Sergio Ramos, you're seeing a beautiful bit of passing here. Laporte into Fernan Torres, ball over the top, into Thiago, wonderful touch, and tucks it into the bottom right corner. Then go again here. It's going to be Belgium this time, though. Lukaku into Carrasco out wide. Again, you're seeing a little bit, the match engine is so complacent. You've got Aspilicueta just sitting there. It's a ball through into Lukaku. Could see that a mile off, and it's almost right beside the keeper as well. So that, I feel like that goal was definitely preventable. Aspas here picks up the ball in midfield into Pedri, drives with it, keeps on driving. What a player this guy is. He's just run through the back line and tucks it in. Again, the match engine between two defenders, he's just run. Two strong players he had either side of him. You'd like to think that, you know, they'd just sort of, you know, come across him, win the ball, or even knock him over, to be honest. But Pedri, nevertheless, did put us 2-1 up. Unfortunately, they did bounce back, though, by the looks of it. It's going to be Denier actually driving right into our half, into Torgan Hazard, takes his time, a ball over the top, splits the back line, and that's just a match engine, guys. I'm not blaming the tactic for that. That's right at Unai Simon. He's one of the best keepers in this game for potential as well, and it's literally right at him. It's an absolute stinker. How we won a penalty shootout, I don't know if that's our goalkeeper. But Sergio Ramos into the bottom left, Eden Hazard, Unai Simon actually coming up with a save, which is nice to see after that. He redeemed himself. Aspas into the bottom left. That's 2 pens now into the bottom left. Kevin De Bruyne steps up. It's another save from Unai Simon. Fair play to him. He really has redeemed. Asensio steps up. Little cheeky Panenka was. It looked a bit like a Panenka. Down the middle. Yannick Carrasco steps up. Great pen from him into the bottom right corner. Going to be Trossard now. And it's another save from Unai Simon. So he saved 3 pens in that shootout. Fair play to him. And that was the winning moment. We then go over, and it's another very tough game against Portugal in what was a 0-0. We are going to watch the penalty shootout, because I like a penalty shootout. Who doesn't? It was a game which, to be honest, now it's a difficult one to analyse this, because they had more XG, they had more, we had more shots on target, actually. We had more shots overall, and we absolutely blitzed them in terms of possession. They had a very good team, obviously. Costa, Cancelo, Pepe, Pereira, Mendes, or Menge, however you want to say it, Matinho, Otavio, Fernandez, Bernardo Silva, Leao, Cristiano Ronaldo. And they also rocked up with the 4-3-3 as well. We dominated the ball, possibly just needed to take a chance because we had so much of the ball, just didn't do anything with it, which is always a shame. But luckily, we did manage to win the game by a penalty shootout, which we're now going to see. So we'll load up this pen shootout and see exactly how it sort of went down. Bruno Fernandes steps up. He's never going to miss. Quality at pens into the bottom right corner. Ramos steps up. Again, quality penalty taker into the bottom left corner. Ruben Neves steps up into the bottom right corner. Back-to-back pens identical from them. Aspas into the bottom right corner. That's 3 pens all in the same direction. Rejo steps up, and it's a good save. Finally, a goalkeeper reads it. And now Asensio could give us the advantage. He does, into the bottom left. Nice to see players actually going a different way. João Felix into the bottom left again. What a penalty taker he is as well. Ferran Torres steps up into the bottom right. And that is good. Okay, I actually lost track of the pens there. I genuinely lost track of the pens. But nevertheless, I clearly was not keeping count right. But we managed to go through on pens there. And that put us through to the semi-finals, which was the Germany final, if you did watch that video. If not, do go and check it out. In what was a 1-0 win, thanks to an Azpilicueta goal in the 33rd minute. He then gets sent off in the 56th, so we managed to hold on with 10 men for almost an entire half, and we still have more of the ball with 10 men. 61% of the ball. They definitely deserve to at least take this to extra time. They dominated the XG, more shots, more overall. Their team, as always, incredible. Don't know why they're playing 5 at the back. They did against Germany. Very weird to see them do that, but we're going to watch the goal anyway. I do imagine it was a set piece, probably, with Azpilicueta, to be honest. I can't imagine him scoring directly from open play. He could do. It's going to be Ferran Torres, actually, out into Azpilicueta. Hang on, does he just go on a bit of a solo run? He's running. He's running. He does. He goes on a solo run, pulling back the years and puts it into the near post. Shocking defender. I'm actually going to watch that again. I do want to watch that again because we can look at this French defender here. Azpilicueta, you've got 2 players. You've got Varane, you've got Mendy, both pressing him. He just burns past both of them. No one comes across. Mendy turns off. He hits it at the near post, and it's an easy goal, to be honest with you, in what was a 1-0 win. And obviously, we can see the red card there, but that was what we needed to do to get to the finals. So we did have quite a tough path. Belgium, Portugal, France. We done what we needed to do to get the results. And then we had quite an easy, I would say, World Cup final against Switzerland. But it didn't start off pretty. I will say that. We did actually go 1-0 down. And it did get interesting because I was like, hang on, are Switzerland about to pull off a miracle? Because inside the 6 minutes, they actually done this. Great way to win the ball back there. Into Shaqiri. Ball through, loads of space, hits it, drives into the bottom of the ground, off the post and in. Nothing the keeper could do. And I was like, hang on, what's going on here? But we do bounce back with a wonderful pen in the 65th minute. And this is where things started to go in our favour. Sergio Ramos on the ball. Beautiful pass into Sergio, into Thiago. Takes his time, round the keeper, didn't even need to go round him, tucks it slightly into the near post, and that is going to be 2-1. It didn't stop there, though. It's going to be Sergio, that's Busquets, into the player. I do not want to butcher his name, so I'm not going to say. A wonderful ball into Asensio, takes his time, and hits it across the goal. The usual change from the near post in what was a very comfortable final in the end, in what was a 3-1 win. We dominated the ball, dominated the XG, dominated the shots in general. Switzerland rolled up exactly with the same formation. Fair play to them for getting to the final because I did not think they would, but it was a comfortable game. Unfortunately, Fatty didn't get to play a lot of minutes at all in the final, coming off in the 14th minute. But nevertheless, a very comfortable final and a great World Cup. Obviously, not even losing one game since we did take over with Spain, so that's impressive as well. But let's break down this tactic for you guys now, and I'll go over a few things you could look to tweak if you guys do want to go a little bit more attacking. So this is going to be the Luis Enique's Spain FM23, and we're going to start off directly with this side of things. So mentality is actually set to attacking. Now the reason why this is like this is because when it was on balanced or positive, because this tactic is very patient anyway, when you mix it with that sort of balanced mentality or even positive, you get a lot more of them sort of slow games where you control, but you just don't have that final, that final breakthrough, that final oomph. And in my opinion, it's so important that you do dominate your games, but also you need to get the results to go with them. And attacking did work really well with it. In possession, you want to have fairly wide, play out of defence, much shorter, slightly higher tempo, and mixed crosses. If you guys do in this screen alone want to increase your chances, your shots, which could increase more goals, and be little bit less patient, possibly have hit early crosses, shoot on sight, be more expressive, run at defence, these things can make a big difference. In transition, you want counter press, distribute to the centre backs, and take short goal kicks. Out of possession, you want a standard defensive line, high press line of engagement, much more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Now, going over to the player roles, I'm going to do what I did in the last video, show you in a little bit of a different screen. It is quite good, to be fair, and I know a lot of you guys do prefer it like this. We're going to start off in goal, which was Unai Simon, and that is going to be a sweeper keeper on support, and he is going to be told to take more risks. Quite an aggressive style of goalkeeper, and it worked really well within this system. Has to be good on the ball, so, works perfectly with this sort of tactic. On the right back, we have a fullback in Azpilicueta on the support duty, and he is going to be told to aim the crosses at the centre. Going over to the left back, we'll do that, is going to be Gaia, a support fullback on the cross aim centre. Should just be aim the crosses at the centre. This is basically because if they do get in a crossing position, because we typically didn't have very tall wingers, we didn't really want them pumping balls all the way across. Just get it in the central area, and hopefully our centre forward here will get the ball in the back of the net. Two centre backs now. Obviously, we've got a central defender in Sergio Ramos, and he is going to be told to be shoot less often, dribble less, and hold position. On the left-hand side is going to be Laporte. He's going to be told to take more risks and hold position. In the midfield, the three in midfield, we've got a deep line playmaker in Rodri, and he is going to be told to close down more, mark tighter, shoot less often, dribble less, and hold the position. Next to him, we've got Thiago, who's on the automatic centre midfield role. Nothing, no instructions, nothing special, just literally left on default. Beside him, and the most attacking midfield player we have, is going to be Pedri, the Mets armour on attack. Take more risks, get further forward, stay wider, move into channels, and also roam from position. This helps massively letting him have that little bit of freedom, because he will get in loads of pockets of space. He'll drift up here, he'll drift out wide, he'll come and collect the ball here. It really does make a big difference. Over to the front three. On the left-hand side, we have an inverted winger on the attack duty. Dribble more, cut inside with the ball, and get further forward. On the right-hand side, exactly the same. Inverted winger on attack. Dribble more, cut inside with the ball, and get further forward. And the last position, this is a position you could look to change if you don't feel like your striker's getting enough goals, but this is how Luis Enique does play. If you want to go out all and out for goals, put him on advanced forward, complete forward. But this is how you match that sort of, you know, dropping in, collecting the ball, carrying on that slow build-up. A false nine, on support, roam from position, dribble more, and take more risks. That is going to be the tactic broken down, guys. If you guys have enjoyed this tactic, then do test it yourselves. Do let me know how you get on in the comments, and please do keep the suggestions coming on what tactics you wish to see on this channel. If you have enjoyed, be sure to also leave a like on the video, do subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. But that is going to be it for me today, guys, and I will see you in the next one.